Hello everyone, Chef Kim here. Well, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make a couple of cool hors d'oeuvres. The first one is bruschetta. With this you use French bread. You cut it in half the long way. Now I just took it out of an oven that was about 425 and put it in there until it's toasty on top. But what I need to do almost immediately is to brush it with garlic olive oil, which I had prepared ahead of time. So we want to do this all over the top. You want to make sure that you get the entire surface coated with this olive oil. Now we can kind of chill a little bit, prepare the topping for it. The way we're going to make this topping is in the food processor. I do use this quite a bit. First off, put in some rough chopped tomatoes. Then we'll use some pesto or basil. You could use either one. I'm going to use balsamic vinegar. You could use red wine also. Put some salt and some olive oil. We don't want to puree it, but we want it to almost look like a salsa. It smells so good. This is almost like a tomato garlic bread. And it's just so good. You can have this to accompany your dinner, or you could serve it as an hors d'oeuvre. Now this is what it looks like. Like I said, kind of like a salsa. We don't want to get all that liquid in here. So we really are wanting to just take the tomatoes out. And you want to make sure you cover the whole surface. If you had put it on with all that liquid, it wouldn't be near as good. You're going to have a soggy bread. You could always put this on a salad as a dressing. Boy, that would be awesome. I'll tell you what, it's got oil and vinegar in it, pesto, tomatoes. So don't throw it away. We need to top it with some Parmesan. You could top it with mozzarella too, and then pop it in the oven. If you aren't ready to serve it right away, then just leave it out. Lightly cover it and just pop it in a 350 to 375 degree oven for only about 5 minutes before you need it. Here's the bruschetta. Doesn't that look good? Kind of looks like French bread pizza, which in essence it is. It's a little different. Go halfway and then push through. Next thing we're going to do are little crostinis. Now this, I also used French bread. Some of the rounds are a little bigger, just so you could see different ways that you could do it. These are great for a little cocktail party this size, because you can just pop it in your mouth. Where these, you almost need a little plate, which you would have in a cocktail party. Now, in here, I do have this too. This was my leftover garlic olive oil. So you want to coat it with this, but don't just put them in here and then walk away. This has some garlic in this olive oil, so that adds extra flavor. Once you have all of these coated on both sides, pop them in the oven. And I'm going to leave them in there till they get crispy. Now, while my bread is toasting for the crostinis, I'm going to go ahead and make the topping. Now, once again, I used some Roma tomatoes, but these I chopped up really fine. Then I'm going to add a little green onion, some Kalamata olives, artichokes, capers. I didn't chop those. And I'm going to add a little of this olive oil, which also has garlic, and then some red wine vinegar this time. Now you could use balsamic, and I'm also going to put a little pesto in this. Put some mozzarella in here too. Chopped parsley. Yep. I want to get the color. That's what the parsley is good for. So that is it. So if you were going to make these for an hors d'oeuvre party, you would go ahead and make the little toast rounds, get them toasted off in the oven, and make this mixture. But don't put it together until about an hour before your party. My little crostini rounds are nice and crispy, but they'll hold up good. If you want to prepare this hors d'oeuvre later, then let these cool off, and then you can put them into a plastic Ziploc bag. But make sure they're 100% cooled. Otherwise, they'll end up the consistency of cardboard, which is not what you want. I find it's easiest to use my fingers. And what I like to do is kind of squeeze it together in my hand and then put some on. Once again, you don't want a lot of liquid. Now there isn't in this, but the longer this sits, the more liquid there will be from the tomatoes. And you don't want these to get all soggy. And I think they look pretty good as is. Don't you agree? That's the end of this hors d'oeuvre video. So you learned how to make crostinis, bruschetta, and an awesome tomato vinaigrette. So thanks for watching, everyone. Happy cooking.